Hi, I'm Sandy Steinman, President of Background Checks Express, your one-stop source for accurate, accessible, and affordable background checking. Another employer has been named as a defendant in a lawsuit alleging violations of the Fair Credit Reporting Act in their background checking process. The class action lawsuit epidemic for FCRA violations has now hit the Hertz Corporation and its background checking company. The original plaintiff in this action alleges, and listen, you've heard it before, that he was hired by Hertz and then dismissed based on the information contained in a background check report. The defendant says that Hertz and its background checking company failed to give him notice as required by the law before taking adverse action. Come on, we've heard these circumstances before. I really don't know when this epidemic is going to end, but I guess it'll end when employers begin to comply with the law. This is another reason that employers really need to partner with a competent background checking company who will ensure their compliance with the Fair Credit Reporting Act. Interestingly enough, this is the third lawsuit in the last year that involves their background checking firm. Look, this is not rocket science for employers. Here's what's required. First, the applicant must sign a release and disclosure form which gives the employer permission to conduct background checks. This form has to be standalone and cannot contain any other language such as a release of liability. Next, if an adverse record is found, and here's where Hertz fell off the track, the employer is required to send a pre-adverse action notice to the applicant and to give them a copy of the report and a copy of their rights. It's only after several days have passed and the applicant has not contacted the Consumer Reporting Agency claiming there was a mistake on the report that the employer can send the applicant a final notice of adverse action and put the matter to bed. Any competent background checking firm, like Background Checks Express, will provide the employer with all the forms needed to keep them Fair Credit Reporting Act compliant and keep them out of court. And as we've talked about before, it doesn't matter whether the employer wins or loses the suit. Well, maybe a little, but just the legal costs and the time lost by senior management in dealing with the problem amounts to an awful lot of money. We'll keep you up to date on the progress of this lawsuit as developments warrant. If you're an employer, I hope you follow this series of videos because what you learn here could well keep you out of court or keep you from hiring the wrong person, and that's certainly our mission. If you want to learn more about background checking or want to find out more about the FCRA, just feel free to call me at 844-SCREEN-NOW, that's 844-727-3366, or email me at sandy@backgroundchecksexpress.com. In the meanwhile, please be safe, hire safe, and I'll see you in the next